Hey YouTubers, it's kind of late, but I wanted to show you a video of, or show you my DIY solar setup that I've got here. So if you look, I'm using a Schneider SCP controller, which controls the charge controller that I've got here. And then I've got the COM box, which allows me to do it remotely. So I can basically sit in the house and do nothing and play with it. So that's monitoring my solar MPPT 8600, which is a up to from 195 volts to 600 volts DC solar input charge controller that maxes out at 80 amps. Right now I'm only running 2.5 kilowatts worth of solar, and because the sun is down, I'm only getting like 1.9 on the last 2 sunny days. But I'd show you my solar panels, but it's kind of dark and you won't be able to see. But basically it comes in. It actually comes in through the roof into the junction box, or it's into the disconnect here. Into the disconnect comes into my solar combiner, which is kind of nice. I can isolate a row of panels or multiple rows of panels if I want to. Goes out of the solar combiner down to my little box here. It's just, oh, that was gonna happen. So it comes in into the solar combiner box here, comes down, goes into the solar charge controller, out of the solar charge controller. I do need to put some fuses in here, but for now it's okay because there's no real power there at the moment. But comes to my 2 Sun 1000 watt grid tie inverters. Right now one of them's disconnected because I'm testing it with something else. But coming down off the grid tie inverter goes to the little voltage current monitor. Tells how much battery charge is there. There's the shunt. Comes down, or actually comes down, goes to the switch. There's 2 30 amp DC disconnects right here to also use them as fuses. This box here, or this fuse box here, goes to this bank of 4 Mobius battery packs. And if you look, these are the battery packs that are in those come out of those white boxes. But these packs I've taken apart because I was playing with the original set and didn't realize what I was doing. But I bought some 12 volt boards. All 4 of these are in series together to make 48 volts. This is one. These are 2 older Mobius batteries. And what I found is that's what the old ones look like. Those are the ones that are the dark gray that don't have the green Mobius sticker on them. These come out of the white boxes with the Mobius sticker. So I put boards on these also. These are custom. Well, I say custom. They're basically DIY boards. You know, kind of like everybody's doing on the DIYs. These are 3S 2P. So those 4 are in series. Coming over to here, these are the Mobius batteries, the 12 volt or 10.65, however you want to word them. These I did not take apart. I haven't done anything with them, but if you look, they still hold a good charge. I mean, they still hold a charge. Actually, I've tested these. They'll do 1 kilowatt. These 4 will do 1 kilowatt with no problem. I have a CPU pin connector that is connected. So if these are sitting like this is the positive side on the right, and then the negative. So I'll try to get another video up of these boards just like Combat Engineer done. But these 4 are in series, which then comes down to the fuse block. I'll get to the Teslas in a minute. I'll talk about those in a second. So this pack, and this pack are all in parallel. Also in parallel are 4 7 amp hour 12 volt batteries. So 48, 48, 48, 48. Those 4 are in parallel with the rest of the lithiums. The reason I did the parallel is I read a paper that was done, I think, in 2008, where a gentleman had done a test with VRLA batteries, or sealed lead acid batteries, with lithium batteries. And what he found is when they do a discharge, there's something called a coup de fa. So when a battery is first used, or you go to battery on a device, there's a blip. So there's a quick discharge, and it's kind of a little down peak, and then or a little valley, and it comes back up. That little peak is called a coup de fa. I'll try to find a picture of it, and I'll include it in this video. I'm not sure where I'll put it. Here, somewhere. But the 18650s, or lithium ions, they're all kind of the same. They help balance out that coup de fa so it doesn't drop so far. And then the sealed lead acids do something in return for the 18650s, or the lithiums, is they help with massive recharge current. Now, mind you, I'm not dumping a lot of current into these batteries. I think at the most today I put in like 36.8 amps into the battery packs, but it's through all the batteries, not just one. But if I can get another row of 8 panels up on my roof, then I could possibly be hitting 60 amps or so of recharge current, which still isn't a lot, especially when you divide it by everything else that's in the system. But the paper that I read said that they actually work together. Now, mind you can't put them in series together because they won't work. But if you put them in parallel, I've been running this for a month, and I have not had any problems with the 18650s, the lithiums, the sealed lead acids, any of it. They've all actually worked perfectly. The only thing I did have to do is charge them, get them to the same charge level. So these like to charge at like 54, but you can kind of make VRLA batteries charge how you want them. So I maxed these out at 50.4. Well, it's only beginning up to like 50.1, but 50.4 is the maximum that these 4 batteries can take. Just like Combat Engineer, I think he just posted a video where he's showing the 2 series, 3 series, 4 series, and so on, what the lowest voltage is. So the lowest voltage for this pack is supposed to be 36 volts. 3 volts per cell times 12 cells is 36 volts. I'm actually stopping at about 42. Well, actually, that's when the sun comes up, is around 42 volts. So I haven't had to do anything with worrying about these shutting off or any problems like that. And then the max voltage for these is 50.4. Well, the nice part is this board, or this set here, and then this set all have BMS boards on them, and they won't let you go past 50.4. What I found is that I tried to push 51 volts to these and 51 to 52 volts on these, and the BMSs will actually shut off so that the batteries won't charge anymore. Then what happens is these start taking a good charge, and then if I turn off the switch and just let them balance out, all the batteries will balance out together. So on to my Teslas. These I picked up on eBay for a phenomenal price. These are modified by Edison. I think it's Edison Power LLC out of California. They take the 24 volt packs and make custom 48 volt packs that already have a BMS connector on them. So if you look, this already has a BMS connector. The BMS connector is for Ziva systems out of Australia. I ordered the Ziva system. It's supposed to be here hopefully by Friday. I don't know if you can see this. It's kind of hard. Come on, light. But if you look, the amperage, don't worry about the amperage because I have the load side swapped. But the voltage is 47.95. So I have one 48 or 12 cell 77P Tesla pack and another 12S77P Tesla pack. 5.7 kilowatts, 5.7 kilowatts. So that gives me what, 11, let's just say 11 kilowatts plus another kilowatt, another kilowatt, and another kilowatt. So I've got like 13 kilowatts just in lithium packs. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4 7 amp hour 48 volt sealed lead acid batteries. So right now I only have this one sun grid tie inverter running, and if you notice I'm only drawing 498 watts, or I'm only putting out 498 watts. I'm drawing 570 watts, or 11 or 12 amps from this whole system. At that wattage, mind you, I'm still only testing because I just got the Tesla batteries. Teslas have only been hooked up for 2 days. So for 2 days of testing, 2 24-hour days, at 500 watts, I charged it up to 40. Yesterday was 49.2. Today I got it to 50.1 volts. And this morning, let's see, actually 2 days ago, the voltage got down to 42.2. And this morning it was at like 42.4, which is nowhere near the shutoff voltage. Now, mind you, I'm only running 500 watts on the one side because these Sun 1000s are only 110 single phase. They're not, meant for 220 or 240 across the whole power box. So this is doing, say, one side of the power box. This one's doing the other side of the power box. This one is currently being tested with some 175 watt solar panels that I got locally. But my plan is, once the BMS system gets in and I get my second charge controller for another test that I'm doing, these two are going to be tied back together, and I'm going to put 500 watts on this one, 500 watts of load on, or set it for 500 watts max load, 500 watt max load, and see how the system runs at 1,000 watts overnight for 24 hours to see how it does. Now my system, I have 4 Canadian Solar 315 watt 72 cell solar panels, and I have 4 Hanwha Qcell 330 watt solar panels, all in series, connected to that bad boy. Like I said, because the sun's down a little farther in the sky, I'm not getting the max solar like I should. So like I said, I've only maxed, I think I maxed out at like 1982 or 1979, something like that is the max wattage. But because I'm setting that at 500 watts, that's allowing me to put about 1.5 kilowatts back into all of these batteries. So from 7 a.m. until 4 p.m., these batteries are charging at like 1.4 kilowatts. And so far, 2 days in a row of doing this, it's worked flawlessly. The voltage, I haven't had any problems with voltage drop. Not voltage drop, but I haven't had any problems with BMSs shutting off. It works really good. Now, mind you, I do have a really cheap camera here that I've got basically wireless to my office. So I can monitor, I can tilt it, pan it, do whatever. I can go to look at that one, I can look at that one. Right now I have it set to look at both. And when the Ziva system comes in, the BMS for the 2 Tesla batteries, that has its own remote display that I plan on setting up. And that is strictly set for a 12S battery. So I got 2 BMS modules. I got the control module for both of those, and then I got the touchscreen remote display that goes along with it. These batteries, I mean, right now people have got them kind of expensive online on eBay, but I basically picked up, 8, 9, 10. I picked up 10 batteries Plus I picked up if you notice these are the chargers for them. And what's cool is you can put 12 volts to that plug, which I don't remember, one side's positive, one side's negative. Oh, there we go, it's on the other side. So if you look, the 4 on the left are positive, and the 4 little plugs on the right are negative. Well, you can plug in on either side, but you just put 12 volts to it, and it can charge 2 battery packs. And what I did is I modified these two. Mind you, sorry for the mess, but I'm still trying to clean some of my crap up. I modified this one so that I can actually plug it in and charge 4 batteries at the same time. And I could do this with the charge controller. Either that charge controller that's on the floor, there's another cheapy charge controller there. But as long as I've got 12 volts coming into here, I can charge those packs by themselves. If, say, I need to charge them, say I don't have enough solar to actually charge these fully, I can pull these out and charge them another way. I could probably technically charge these with a car if I needed to. I also have an AC, another set that's got the whole housing and the 110 plug, so I could actually charge 6 batteries at one time if I wanted to. Trying to think what else I'm missing here. Sorry about the wonderful wiring scheme. That cable runs into my house. I have another cable pulled, I just haven't had time to put the ends on. But this thing's kind of cool. I can scroll through. Shows me how much power was made today. So let's go back to the beginning. So today my system produced 261 amp hours at 12.3 kilowatts. My battery is a 48 volt battery. This voltage, the problem is I don't know which one's right. This one shows 48 volts. This one shows 47.89. That one shows 47.81. That shows 48. If I put my actual fluke meter on there, it's in between that one, those two, and that one. So they're all roughly kind of close. I'm kind of going off of this one a little bit more. I think it's accurate. So I'm actually not even getting my batteries up to the full 50.4. I think I'm only hitting like 49.9. I know there's going to be a lot of people saying, oh, you can't mix lead acids and you can't mix lithiums. This is living proof that you can mix lithiums and sealed lead acids as long as they're you've got them set for the same voltage. You get them up to the same charge value. Don't discharge them separately. Try to keep them all together. And I work in the UPS industry, the battery backup, and I know about batteries that if you keep them charged at a certain level all the time, they will stay there. So since I'm charging these at like 49, 49.9, 50.2, whatever, those will start to take that as that's their max. And since I'm stopping at 42 volts, 40, 42, they'll actually know that after time, they'll start to learn that that's the way they will run. My little shelf here, my wife had originally wanted this in the house to put her knickknacks and stuff on, but she didn't like it. She wanted a bigger one, so I figured, you know what? I'm going to throw it on the wall and say, shit, it works. Another thing I should show you is, so coming off of this Sun 1000, there's a little 110 plug. It kind of comes down and around, goes to that little meter. But what's cool is on the back side is a remote control that's set to my wireless system that I can turn on and off with my phone. I can set timers. It also has a USB plug, which is half butted around, which feeds the camera. This one, mind you, I got to fix my wiring, so sorry, goes to that plug. That plug goes up and around and over to this outlet, which this outlet also is remote controlled. So I can turn on and off these grid tie inverters if I want. Another cool part is that, you know, these are grid ties, so they have the anti-island effect. So once you lose power, they will shut off and they won't produce power again until power's back. Well, I have a 22K natural gas generator that when it powers up, these will kick back on once it sees power. So technically I have generator backup for my system along with grid tie inverters and battery backups. My plan hopefully is I would like to get a couple more Tesla batteries, and I have enough to make 3 of these packs. I need to get another 10 more cells to make the 4th pack, but I'd like to get about 20 kW worth of battery. The problem is I can't recharge 20K worth of batteries with my 2.5 solar panel setup yet. If you have any questions, anything you guys recommend, you know, feel free to leave me a message and I'll get back to you. Thank you.